All right, so I'm going to give this a shot. We're going to read, I believe this is my last book by Sunny Seki I have, called The Little Kokeshi Doll from Fukushima. And as you can see, again, really pretty artwork. And this is what a Kokeshi doll is. I'm a little slipping up today, guys, but good morning. All right, let's get started. I have not read this book yet. It is brand new. And oh, how cool is this? This book is dedicated to all the victims of natural disasters. As they rebuild their lives, they show us hope for a better future. That is really, really sweet. All right. Long ago, in the hidden valley of Fukushima, there lived a girl named Kana-chan. One day, she was digging bamboo shoots, and she saw her uncle Jingoro running towards her. He was frightened and out of breath. "Hurry," he shouted. "We have to hide. There are robbers right behind us." Jingoro was a famous woodcarver. He often traveled with something valuable, whether it was a beautiful statue or an expensive carving tool. "I already gave them my money," he panted, "but they want my whole bag. I just finished carving this Buddha head, and I can't afford to lose it." And here he is. He's running away, and you can see in the distance, they're coming in. And then there he is with Kana-chan. I wonder what's going to happen. Kana-chan was young, but she was brave and clever. "I have a plan," she whispered. "Uncle Jingoro, do you see that stone Jizo statue over there? Go hide behind it. When the robbers pass by, I will shout so they'll think that the Jizo is talking. Then I'll do something that really scares them. Let me borrow your Buddha head. I promise to be careful." And then here they are looking for him. Right, the robbers are like, "Where'd he go?" And then there's the little statue. And then there's the Buddha head and Kana-chan. Right? Jingoro had to admit that his niece's plan sounded pretty good, so he quickly ran behind the tree. When the robbers came, he called out in a booming voice, "You rascals, stop where you are!" The robbers froze and looked out. "Who's there?" asked the meaner-looking one. The second man was terrified. With a terrified look on his face, pointed to the Jizo. "But that's not possible. A statue can't talk. I'll bet the old man is hiding behind it." "Him," said the voice. "You should watch what you say. Remember, someone from above is always watching us. If you don't believe me, look up." So, there's a little shout. Look how fast they're running. There's the mean face. Which one do you guys think's the meaner one? I don't know. He's got pretty mean eyebrows. And then there's Kana-chan in the air with the Buddha head. And then she's going to probably scare them. Be like, "What?" Through the leaves, a massive gleaming Buddha head stared down at the robbers. "Oh no, he's right! Help!" They took off running and disappeared like the wind. Kana-chan climbed down from the tree and smiled at her uncle. "Not bad, right?" "You did an amazing job," he sighed. "Oh, thank you, but it was your masterpiece that saved us," she said. "You're the best carver in the world. Now let's go to my house. I have a special treat waiting for you." And so here are the robbers. They're looking up, and you're like, "What? That's crazy." And then here he is sighing with relief, right? You ever get scared or like you're like, "Oh, we made it. We're good." And there's Kana-chan leading the way. Kana-chan's father, Masa, was happy to see Jingoro. When they were brothers, both part of a long line of wood carvers, Masa showed him the hot spring he had just discovered behind the house. One day he had been digging a well, and there it was. "You've had a long day, Uncle," said Kana-chan. "Why don't you relax here while we get dinner?" Jingoro eased his body in the water. As it gurgled against his skin, he felt all the day's stress melt away. This hot spring had a special healing power. And there's his brother, Kana's dad. And look, it's a cat. Well, who does that look like? That looks like Tama-san, right? And the other one. And then there he is in the hot spring. Do you guys take baths at night? Right before you go to bed, you're like, nice bath. Right? Maybe some of you fight mom and dad on that, but just get the stress away, take a nap, wake up for another awesome day. The family ate well that night. Some food came from the river, some from the hills. All of it carried that fresh, earthly taste of the countryside. They stayed up late talking about their work and all the interesting places that Jingoro had visited. When Jingoro left next morning, he wanted to give Kana-chan some kind of gift. "I don't need anything, Uncle," she said. "Fukushima is going to grow with a new discovery, so please tell people about this." "No problem," Jingoro laughed. "That will be easy." And they are all eating together. Food looks yummy, doesn't it? And then he's saying thank you. And then he says goodbye. Right? I think that was really nice. She's like, "Oh, you don't have to do anything nice for me." Right? Over the next few years, travelers started to visit Fukushima for its hot springs. Winter was especially busy because it was vacation time for farmers and their families. Kana-chan was older, so she started to work at one of the many rokans that had opened. Not really sure what a rokan is, but I'm going to guess that's it. And look, there's a snowman. You see the snowman? And there's that cat again. She did everything from laundry to serving food to babysitting. Everyone was impressed by this friendly, hard-working girl. Then one day, bum, 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 and there she was working hard, helping people out here, bringing them food. Oh, that looks like a big noodle. And there's the hot springs there. Look, they're jumping in. Whee! Have you guys ever been to hot springs? I haven't. It's on my list to go. A loud groan bellowed Let's Miss Crystal try again. A loud groan bellowed from the deep within the earth. The ground began to tremble and shake. "Earthquake!" people shouted as they scattered in panic. Houses broke apart, the river overflowed. Kana had been watching the children. As the water rose, she quickly guided them to higher ground. Suddenly she heard a group of people shouting, Tommy-chan is trapped." Oh no. Right, and then there's all these rocks falling down. And as you see, she's helping the kids lead the way to get somewhere safe. Right? It's really important when, something bad happens, you figure out what you do. So she's a very helpful person, wouldn't you agree? "I have to help," thought Tana-chan. Brave as always, she waded straight into the house. A moment later, she came out with a small boy. Then the earth rumbled again. A huge wave surged towards them. Kana-chan struggled to grab the piece of wood as it rushed by. "Hold on to this," she told Tommy-chan. But as soon as he grabbed it, the fast-moving river pulled her away. Masa searched frantically for his daughter. "Have you seen Kana-chan?" he asked everybody. Finally, he found Tommy-chan, at the shelter. He was crying, "Kana-chan saved me, but she got washed away." And so there she is, going into the house. And there's her dad looking for her, and he knows where she is, and then he's crying. All right, that's kind of a little sad. Miss Crystal wants to cry a little bit, but I think it's going to have a good ending. A few weeks passed by, and nobody could find Kana-chan. Having heard the news, Jingoro came to the evacuation center to help. "What can I do to find her?" he wondered. "I've got it," said Jingoro. "I'll make wooden dolls of Kana-chan. Then everyone will know what she looks like. Let's get started." Whiz, whiz, shh, sound the lathe as it shaved the wood away. Tommy-chan helped too. Right, and then, as you can see, this is the lathe. So it spins in circles, and then they use this thing. It's like a little, sharp tool. Kind of like, I don't know, imagine a sharp spoon type thing, and it shaves it away. Right? Kind of like, when you use your pencil sharpener, you stick it in a thing and there's a little piece of metal that makes the change. After Jingoro put the final touches on his first doll, everyone was amazed. His shape was so simple, but it really does look like Kana-chan. Jingoro taught Masa how to carve the dolls. "If you make lots of these and give them to everyone, you see, I'm sure you'll find Kana-chan." The dolls spread all over Fukushima. Everyone admired their sweet faces, beautiful kimono, and especially the story that went with them. They appeared in gift shops, and people started calling them Kokeshi dolls. Miss Crystal's pronunciation's not the best, but you know what? We're going to keep going with it. Masa continued to make more, never giving up hope that somebody would find his daughter. And so there's the uncle making this beautiful doll. It looks so much like her, right? I think that's crazy. And then there's everyone like, wow, look at these dolls. And then there's the kids running around with them. I bet these two are siblings, right? The brother's got it, and then she's chasing him. Give me my doll back. I think that's her dad right there. But what happened to Kana-chan? The river had washed her down to another village. Sadly, the rough rise caused her to forget everything, even her name and her address. She found a temporary home with a group of people who delivered firewood and charcoal. She worked hard but still could not recall anything about her old life. All she knew was she found comfort in the smell of wood. When she tried to remember why, she felt lonely and her head began to hurt. And they found her, and she's working hard. Look at all that wood she's carrying. And there she's there. I wonder who these guys are. And she's eating. I bet you that's onigiri. I bet that's a little rice bowl. A year passed, and one day Kana-chan was making a delivery a bit farther away. As soon as she entered the village, she felt that something seemed familiar. Then suddenly she spotted a display of wooden dolls. As she got closer, her eyes met with theirs. "These dolls look like me," she gasped. Stroking the smooth face of the doll, she remembered growing up surrounded by a beautiful wood carving of her father's workshop. And then in a dizzy rush, it came back. "I remember! My name's Kana-chan," she said as tears rolled down her cheek. The shopkeeper told her, "These are called Kokeshi dolls." All right, so where were we? And then in a dizzy rush, it all came back. "I remember. My name is Kana-chan," she said as tears rolled down her cheek. The shopkeeper told her these are called Kokeshi dolls because they come from a carver in a little house at the end of the village. He makes them because... Before he could finish his explanation, Kana-chan thanked him and hurried in a haste. She knew where she needed to be. And then, whoa, she's like, "What? This looks just like me." And she's really looking at it like, wow. And then she finally remembers everything. You can see she's crying. She's so happy, right? You guys ever cry because you're so happy? Like one day a box of puppies showed up to your house. Whiz, whiz, shh. Kana-chan had heard that beckoning sound and peeked inside. "That's Dad. That's Tommy-chan." They were hard at work carving dolls. She was about to dash inside when she had a playful idea. She went to the nearby shop and bought a kimono that matched her old one. After fixing her hair, she returned and knocked on the door. "Excuse me, would you like to have a real Kokeshi doll?" Kokeshi doll? I'll figure it out. And Kana-chan ran into her father's arms. Tama-chan joined, and in a big hug, they all laughed and cried at the same time. "How did you get here?" they asked. "Your Kokeshi doll found me," she exclaimed. Even the Kokeshi dolls on the shelf seemed to be smiling. So there she is, seeing it, and then here's her bright idea. "Surprise! Would you like a real one?" And then everybody hugged at the end. Eventually, the village was rebuilt, and the Kokeshi dolls had spread all over northern Japan. Woodcarvers passed their skills to their children, and everyone appreciated the trees as gifts from nature. As time passed, the faces of the dolls changed, looking like someone's wife, sister, mother, or friend, and with each Kokeshi doll became a unique story. However, no story was ever as special as the brave girl named Kana-chan. The end. Isn't that a nice story? And look on the back. There's a really cool one, too. So, what'd you guys think? Did you like it? I think it's great. Look at this artwork. I'm telling you. One of my favorite book series ever, and I am a huge Dr. Seuss fan. All right. Have a great day, guys. Later this week, I will probably put out a craft video for us to do, maybe some origami, and maybe something else to do. Sunday, I am taking off for Easter, so not that I'm doing much, maybe some good deeds randomly, so there won't be an Aikido video for Sunday. So enjoy. If you like this, please share. You know, who knows, it might bring up somebody's day. And be well, guys. Bye.